Hello, Sean McCarthy here to take you through the week that was on HRTV. Super Saturday at Santa Anita culminated with the 72nd running of the Big Cap.
A filly beating the boys. It has become the rule rather than the exception. It all started with Rags to Riches beating Curlin in the 2007 Belmont, and continued the next fall with Zarkava winning the Arc. Rachel Alexandra was next, equipped with her Michael Jordan tongue wag. She smashed the boys not once, not twice, but on 3 separate occasions. And finally, the great Zenyatta literally outmanned 11-1, proving once again that running like a girl is a good thing.
This is unbelievable! Zenyatta! What a performance, one we'll never forget!
Today, the trend continues in the form of an English mare with an unconventional stride. Her mechanics may not be perfect, but a record in the U.S. is in fact without blemish.
And a scintillating performance today by St. Trinian's Day, absolutely rough.
But this is still the sport of kings, and just maybe the boys are tired of being pushed around. Geronimo won the Struve with authority, but loses his jockey. Martin Garcia has opted to ride Misremembered for a trainer who's no stranger to the Big Cap winner circle.
And General Challenge telling them, come and catch me, you want to win it.
Today, some of the best handicap horses in the country have joined for one of thoroughbred racing's most celebrated events.
He wins and a new world champion comes down there. He wins and it's into the crowd.
It's affirmed! In front, John Henry on the outside, Perot at the rail, loses a Alan Shiva and Chris McCarron win the Big Cap.
Grade 1 Santa Anita Handicap is next.
Trainer Mike Mitchell talked about his filly taking on the boys in the Big Cap on Maximum Horsepower.
We're visiting with trainer Mike Mitchell talking about St. Trinian's in the Big Cap. And Mike, she won going a mile and 3/16 over in Europe. She ran 3rd going a mile and a quarter. Any question to you about the distance in this country against this kind of competition?
She also beat boys 3 out of 5 times.
You've researched that pretty well, haven't you?
And no, there might have been a question before, but when she ran her last race, the way she took hold, the way I think you can just move on her whenever you want to move her. Now, what concerns me, I think there's 22 horses in the race, so you got to have a good trip too.
Yeah, we got a field of 14 for the Big Cap, so it's a full field. You are the morning line favorite at 7-2. This is her winning the Passiana when she drew off. We didn't see her race at Hollywood. That was a sensational win too. Mike, let's talk about the Big Cap. Now, honestly, in this day and age, because of the proliferation of million-dollar races in Dubai and everything else, it's lost a little bit of its national luster. But you're a Southern California guy. I'm a Southern California guy. To us, it's still the Big Cap. How much would this mean to you to win a Santa Anita Handicap? Forget with a filly or mare, just to win a Santa Anita Handicap.
I think it's just an honor to run in it. Now, I've run some horses that didn't belong in it, but finally, I've got a horse that belongs in it, and it's just going to be exciting, you know, just to be in there.
Yeah, you've only run 2 horses. This is just the 3rd horse you've run in the Big Cap. As you said, the other 2 were long shots in the Big Cap. But having trained your whole life and watched Charlie Whittingham and watched Ron McAnally and watched John Henry and watch these kind of horses win the Big Cap, you start looking to the history books, and it brings back some of that feeling of what it means to people, especially who grew up in this area.
Oh yeah, and I was ditching school in Arcadia and coming over here to watch the races, so I saw a lot of Santa Anita handicaps. And again, it's going to be exciting to run in it. I always feel like I want to put my horses in where they can win, and I feel she's just got a big shot to, and just training great.
Pete Anderson stopped by Race Day America to talk about his chances in the Big Cap.
Well, back at the age of 3, you campaigned him beautifully. You took him to Ohio, he wins. You take him to Iowa, he wins. And you just picked off those big purses in the Midwest in those derbies. And you've kept him going now at the age of 6. He's only started a couple of times, but he's put in solid efforts down at Gulfstream Park. Why ship all the way on the other side of the country now to run here in Santa Anita?
Very good question. If you look back, the first time he ever run on the artificial surface, he set a track record at Turfway Park going a mile and a half. The next time he ran on the artificial was in where my daughter trains horses out at Golden Gate, and he set the track record there. So he's 2 for 2 on the artificial surface. this race come up, I got that 7/8 of a mile race in him, and then run into that gangbuster, that quarter, whatever you call it.
Quality road.
Quality road, and it's like running into a Mack truck. And I said, well, he hasn't been on the artificial since way back then. I said, this is the perfect time to try it again. So,
how was it to watch him going 7/8, knowing that wasn't his preferred distance before he faced Quality Road? Was there a little angst in your gut there, knowing that wasn't?
Well, it was a good starting point. That is a great for this horse. That was a perfect. It sharpened his speed up, and he was closing. And after a 10-month layup, it was a tremendous performance on his part. And come back, and then of course the other race, you know, it was lights out for that Quality Road, and so it just was a perfect step to come over here. I've tried to handle him with kid gloves, and it's worked out a lot of times. It's worked out real good.
Grandstand took you front and center for the 2010 edition of the Big Cap.
Up alongside us, St. Trinian's now coming with her. We have Nico Bay and Lou Breton coming with a nice run too. Homeward bound in the big one, and Misremembered tackled by Dakota Phone. St. Trinian's trying to get involved late. Nico Bay is finishing like a steam train along the inside, and here comes Nico Bay flying at Misremembered. Misremembered's hanging on. Misremembered, Nico Bay in a thriller. Misremembered and Martin Garcia have won the Big Cap.
Martin, a Big Cap win. How does that sound to you? You won the Santa Anita Handicap.
It sounds amazing. That's the first time that I ride in Santa Anita Handicap, and then I have the opportunity to win. It's something amazing that I'm still not believe it.
What did Bob tell you going into this race?
Well, I've been working that horse, and then he told me that horse, he don't like fighting. The more that you make it relax, try to just break clear and then put it in the right position, just to not fighting, and then when you get to the stretch, just try to open up, and then that's what I did.
What were you thinking when you turned for home in the Big Cap?
Well, I was outside, and then he was really comfortable. He never pulled like he wants to go. He was really relaxed, and then when I get to the stretch, I asked him, and then he kicked, and he never stopped. He just keep going.
Well, congratulations, Martin Garcia, winner of the Grade 1 Big Cap here at Santa Anita.
Thanks, Martin.
Jill, you won the Big Cap. This is going to keep Bob out of the doghouse for quite some time, I guess, huh?
Well, he'll just be catching up, you know. Not too long. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. Oh.
We saw you celebrating. How long did that stretch feel for this mile and a quarter race?
Really long. And then the horse was coming up on his inside, and I knew, you know, Nico Bay's a great horse, and he had a great work, and he just held him off. We started having a few doubts if he was that good of a horse, you know. He's always right there, but then today he just made us very happy, and he's such a sweet horse, and he has a great personality, and we're just super on top right now.
Congratulations on a huge win.
Can you say hi to Mom and Papa?
Hi, Mom and Papa.
And Granny and Papa?
Granny and Papa.
All right, so go Misremembered.
Go Misremembered.
And go Richard's kid, right?
That's right.
Right.
All right, the Baffords having a big day with Martin Garcia. What a year it's been for these guys.
On Thursday, 16-year-old apprentice jockey Tyler Kaplan won on the first mount of his career.
A quarter of a mile to go, and Shadow Queen the leader. Lucy got lucky in the white blinkers, comes to tackle. Two Pink down at the rail, then Pivotal Queen. Soldier Betty back in the fifth spot, tries to get involved again. They come for home, and Shadow Queen is hanging on. Shadow Queen, Lucy got lucky. Pivotal Queen running on the inside, and Soldier Betty down the outside. Soldier Betty's going to come again. Soldier Betty, Shadow Queen, Soldier Betty up to win.
Soldier Betty had won once in 17 prior starts before that performance. And Tyler Kaplan, the 16-year-old apprentice, strikes and finds victory in his first start here at Santa Anita. This is the stuff that dreams are made of. Someone thinking about being a jockey to arrive here at the Great Race Place and eventually taste victory. For Tyler Kaplan, it took one race. That took place about half an hour ago right here at Santa Anita Park. Welcome everyone to Grandstand. Lafitte Pinkai joined live by a special guest. He wasn't scheduled. Gary Stevens joins us live. Aaron Vercruz. what happened to Tyler? We'll talk about the race in a minute, but what happened to Tyler once he got back to the jocks room?
He had happened to him what happens to every apprentice when they win their first race, and I can just tell you on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 9, and I've never seen a 9. They're still cleaning up the mess in there. He's still nursing his wounds back in there. They made a man out of him.
I saw 20s going to the janitorial staff.
He's a true jockey now.
Joined by a very special guest, the founder of the North American Riding Academy. He's a 2-time Kentucky Derby winning jockey. He won like 14 Breeders' Cup Classics and is a Hall of Famer. Chris McCarron joins us live. Chris, welcome to Grandstand. How are you?
Hey, thanks, Lafitte. 14 classics. That bald guy sitting to your left, he won 10, I think he won 10 Santa Anita Derbies, didn't he?
and that's not an exaggeration.
Hey, Teach, are you going to give us a little critique on Tyler's first ride here, buddy?
Oh, my goodness. My heart was in my throat when they got to the 3.5 over there. But I do appreciate you, Gary, giving me the heads up on Tyler. I was not too sure that he was ready to go out there and start riding yet, but after I talked to you and to Kenny Black, I was confident that that what you said was correct. He's going to learn about as much as he could. He has learned about as much as he could out there in the morning, so you might as well turn him loose and let him get to riding. And good thing he was nice and cool over there, though. Boy, it was a little hairy for about 1/8 of a mile.
You know, Gary hasn't spent as much time with Tyler, Chris, as you have, and he says he realized that Tyler has the it factor. When did you realize Tyler has the it factor and he can go on and win a race at a place like Santa Anita?
Well, I'm not going to say that I thought he was good enough to be able to win at Santa Anita because that's the big time. But right off the bat, he just has an affinity with horses. He loves horses, and horses seem to like him, and he gets along with them very well. And if you have that it factor, as Gary says, with your, if you have that ability to get along with horses and communicate with them, that's going to get you a long way. And if you have to go along with that, then you're really in good shape. But you never really know that a kid is going to make a race rider until they actually get out there and do it. So I was happy to hear Gary say that he thought he was ready. And yeah, Lafitte, you're absolutely right. I am very, very proud right now.
We've got a maiden breaker in the debut. He's 16 years old, and he proved he's got the stuff to win a race in Southern California. Tyler Kaplan. Tyler, congratulations. Take us through the race. What was it like when you first got legged up?
It was amazing. I just couldn't believe I'm ready here.
You're going around the turn. We were all watching. It looked like you were going to dive in like Calvin Burrell on the rail, and you learned that in Southern California they're not just going to wrap it up and gift wrap it to you.
No, she was pulling pretty good, and going around the turn, I thought I had the rail, but I was just going to stay behind. I had so much horse. So,
now, confidence-wise, did you think you could go right around and you'd still have plenty of horse? You finished really well on this one.
Oh yeah, I knew it. At the quarter pole, I was so excited. I was just smiling.
Did you love the fact when you got riders up, it looked like everybody in the ring was giving you a big applause, a lot of yelling, a lot of hooping and hollering?
Yeah, I just knew it was my family, and I was just like, oh my God, here we go.
All right. Well, also you got a date with, I believe, shaving cream, flour, probably eggs, and some water. How do you feel about that?
It's got to be the best thing that ever happened to me.
Well, Tyler, we're going to let you go experience that. Congratulations.
Yeah. No, you can keep me here a little longer if you want.
I can keep you here longer?
It doesn't matter.
Man, I think it's time you need to get your official, you're a jockey now. Get in there.
Initiation, here it comes.
On Across the Board, trainer Doug O'Neill was joined on set by his longtime friend and owner, Mark Verge.
Welcome back to Across the Board. We're having a lot of fun on a Wednesday night show. As Doug O'Neill, our guest tonight, now being joined as well, the man in the black hat, owner Mark Verge. Mark, you've had some good horses with Doug, but take us back to your background. How did you and Doug get involved?
We got lucky. Remember, I was in 7th grade, you were in 6th. Probably you were in about 12th grade, and I was in 1st because you're much older than me. But we came out to the track. Crimson Commander to who? Who was the second
Joe
horse?
Blott, baby.
Joe Blott. Hit an exact at one time.
Woo!
We had $60 each. I remember coming home, and we thought we had more money than God. So Doug and I met. I was born on May 24th, signing up for football one day. Some other guy signs up for May 24th that he was born. I said, who is this Douglas Francis O'Neill?
Hey, Frank.
Yeah, Douglas Francis O'Neill.
Now, did you ever want to get involved in the training aspect of
Never.
things?
Scared? No, that's his job. He loves these horses. I'm scared of him a little bit. Around the barn, I hide a little bit or put Nancy, Doug's assistant, in front of me.
He'll castrate a horse with his own 2 hands. That's the weirdest thing. You don't want to see it.
But I love the horses, and we've just had an absolute blast doing it. So
now, how long have you been involved as an owner?
Our first horse was when I was 20 with Lady Kell. So that's been, believe it or not, 22 years. So.
Well, you have some nice ones. In fact, coming back from the break, we got to look at Informed, who's made over $500,000.
Great. Yeah, we claimed him on a whim.
Russ Sarno in the house.
Russ Sarno's the best. I'm just blessed that we have an owner named Russ Sarno who was in Italy at the time, and he told me before I left in Del Mar, claim any horse you want, I'm in. Claimed the horse Informed, won by about 8 lengths, and then it's just been fun after that.
A $25,000 claim.
This guy, I don't know how he does it.
Turn him into a Californian stakes winner. What is it, Doug, about turning these horses around?
Doug talks to him.
Now. Yeah, talk to him. Got one word, tis now, baby. You could breed tis now to a billy goat, and you'd have a really fast billy goat.
The exciting 3-year-old action all started with an awesome Gotham Stakes from Aqueduct.
It's been a long time since the same colt won both this event and the Kentucky Derby.
That's the wire it's going to be Secretariat. He wins it by 2 lengths.
And while this event does date back to the 50s, the theme today is about a reunion between the former teacher,
Wow! 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 It's Fuller Run, a big performance from Wow 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 today!
and a former student.
3-day rush on the inside, Mission Impossible on the outside. Nose to nose, stablemates bob heads down to the wire. It's very close.
And 2 jockeys out to prove they still belong on the big stage.
Thor's Echo and Karina Katani win it clear. Invasor has won the Classic.
For those who perform well, it's on to the Wood Memorial.
I Want Revenge comes on through to take the lead.
The Gotham Stakes is next.
Is just in behind in 4th. Peppy Nose runs in 5th as the field comes into the stretch in the Gotham. 3/4 went in 1:11 and 4. And Awesome Act is in front. Awesome Act in front. Awesome Act by 3 lengths as they pass the 8th pole. On the far outside, You Want to Twist making a late run. Awesome Act by 2.5 lengths. You Want to Twist is second. They come for the line, and it's Awesome Act and Julien Leperoux to win by 1.5 lengths. You Want to Twist was second, then Nacho Friend and Turf Melody.
On pursuit of the crown, Zoe got up close and personal with Next Door Neighbor.
Now, if you like Scarface, you're gonna love this guy. Next Door Neighbor, otherwise known to his peers as Boyfriend. 5 a.m. Saturday, February the 27th. Race day, we hope. Avoid Boyfriend. This is what's known as tack walking. It's boring, it takes 30 minutes, and it makes your bum hurt. And you also might hit your head. What's that, Caracatado? Poke him in the eye as you're going by? Okay. That looks miserable. We're aboard, headed to the racetrack for his final workout before the big race on Saturday. Had his final one last week, but unfortunately we got cancelled on. Caracatado, Boyfriend. Caracatado, Boyfriend. Breakfast time. Champ. Scrape the bottom of the bucket, why don't you? Boyfriend looking for a drink. Thirsty work. A unique specimen. Gorgeous.
With the skies somewhat clear on Saturday, the Sham Stakes went off without a hitch.
He is going to do something tomorrow that's never been done before. That's what Sham's trainer Pancho Martin told Lafitte Pincay Jr. the night before the 1973 Kentucky Derby. And he was right.
They're at the head of the stretch, and Sham is the leader. Secretariat on the outside to take the lead. Sham holding in second. At the wire, it's going to be Secretariat. He wins it by 2 lengths.
He still holds the record for the second fastest Derby ever run. Simply put, Sham was the right horse, but in the wrong place.
There's a strong left-handed whip again by Pinkai. Time and time again, but Ronnie Turcotte has his whip put away, and Secretariat has him put away.
At the wrong time.
Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner.
This weekend, Sham's legacy is remembered at Santa Anita Park.
They're at the top of the lane now. The program strikes the front. The program next door neighbor, Alfie's Bet, is in there as well. Setsuko's coming home, gaining to chase them as well, and then it's Marcello. They come for home, and Alfie's Bet strikes the front and now pulls clear. And an electrifying turn of foot from Alfie's Bet has put them away in the Sham. Setsuko's second, but Alfie's Bet and Alex Solis convincing winners out here.
The best fillies Santa Anita has to offer met in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Oaks on Saturday.
The first Friday in May, or this year, the last Friday in April, Ladies' Day in Louisville. Whoever shows up this time has some mighty big shoes to fill.
She's going to destroy this field. Oh, super filly, you bet.
Today's event provides opportunity for the best in the West to prove their worth.
They would need to sprout wings to get to Rag to Riches. She's romping in the Santa Anita Oaks.
If the winner makes it look this easy, perhaps ambition will supersede logic.
This is the genuine winning colors this afternoon. She's turning the Oaks into an absolute procession.
Blind Luck is this year's marquee filly, though nearly denied in her 3-year-old debut. The mission today is simple: leave no doubt.
Here comes Blind Luck, and Blind Luck makes a bold move to the front.
The Grade 1 Santa Anita Oaks is next.
Coming for home, and here's Crisp striding up strongly now. And Crisp strides up to get the lead. All due respect, all heart battles back at the rail. Then Warren's Jitterbug. Blind Luck tries to make late headway, but got some running to do. They come for home, and it's Crisp, and all due respect, nose and nose. Blind Luck flying late, but Crisp will win it. Crisp has won the Santa Anita Oaks.
Proviso took the photo and the Grade 1 victory in the Frank E. Kilroe Mile.
The last time a Grade 1 event was contested for turf milers at Santa Anita, this was the result.
Golda Cover is something special. Golda Cover and Olivia Pallier win it again.
The girls beating the boys. It's a trend that could continue all afternoon. Later on, St. Trinians will try for the big cap. But first, it's Proviso's turn. Standing in her way, a motley crew of grizzled vets.
Monsanto up to win it at Oaks.
Luke runs by and wins.
Battle of Hastings and Tyler Bay. They did it in a nose bob of the line.
If ever a friend is looking to turn back the hands of time.
Ever a friend, a very stylish winner of the Frankie Kilroe.
The Grade 1 Kilroe Mile is next.
Ever a friend. Now Blue Chagall is hooked off the rail in the red cap, and Blue Chagall coming to tackle now. Behind that comes Acclamation, Battle of Hastings, Proviso, and Awesome Gem wide open. Fluke is holding on to the lead. Here's Proviso in the pink cap coming with a powerful late run though. They come for home, and Fluke's holding on. Proviso's flying. Fluke and Proviso so close. I think Proviso got him.
Mike, this mare was up close last time out. You obviously didn't ride her when she was going 7 furlongs, but you really got her to relax from off the pace. I mean, was there any problem whatsoever with her?
Well, fortunate for me, I got to talk to Mr. Mott before the race, and I gave him all the credit because he told me that you got to get her to relax if you can, Mike. Sit really, really still. I mean, anything you do is gonna set her off. And he said, let's do it like old times. And we got it together, and I sat real still leaving there. She really relaxed well for me today. The ground had a little cut in it, which she really liked. And, man, she beat a great bunch of boys there.
The fist pump said it all right at the wire. I mean, were you that confident?
I was trying to sell it just in case, you know.
How's it feel to wear the Juddmonte silks?
Oh, it's great. I haven't got an opportunity to wear them in a long time, so it's nice to do that and win a Grade 1 for them.
That's all for this week on HRTV. Here's a look at what's coming up next week.
Power riding in Anna Napravnik, a little girl power training in Linda Rice, and I got girl power next to me who is praying for sunshine.
Yes,
in
I
Southern
am.
California.
Tomorrow.
Did you rain dance earlier?
No, no rain dancing.
You didn't,
Sunshine.
what was that dance I saw?
That's just dancing, I'm afraid. It's just bad.
Okay.